Hey, this is Tiff, and this is Tiff Off The Record. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about what's on my mind this week. So here's what I am navigating in this season that truly has me and has always had me, at least since 2024, something that I am trying to find balance in. So if you know me, you may know me from a few things. Very small percentage of you just know me as an actual real estate virtual assistant. So you don't know me as even a teacher of being a real estate virtual assistant. You actually just know me for doing that role, right? So you might be a real estate agent. Then there is the reason why I even got on social media when I began coaching. And I knew that, of course, if you're going to open up a coaching community, you need to put yourself out there. And I went from being almost non-existent on social media to building a social media platform. You may know me from that as well. And then as of 2024, I am very well known for God's math. Okay, for 1 + 1 = 10,000. And what happened to my life when God's math jumped on the scene and completely took over my life, it was supernatural. It was not expected. It was not planned. And it went against everything that I was really building on one side. And let me explain what I mean when I say that. So I have Riva Nation. It's aspiring real estate virtual assistants or aspiring entrepreneurs that sign up for my program to become real estate virtual assistants. It's a 12-month mentorship, and I'm teaching them how to build this business. So my content was all about aspiring entrepreneurs. My content was all about the mindset of aspiring entrepreneurs, and sometimes very specific to the sector. I would talk about the potential of what you could generate in transactions. As a transaction coordinator, I generate multiple 6 figures a year, and how they could do the same. And I was gearing all my content there. Okay, you're already dealing with, let me just say this, an introvert. Can somebody, where my introverts at? You're already dealing with an introvert that is trying to find ground and a voice on social media that was authentic to me and revealing a sector that most people don't know about, right? Most people don't know about the sector. They understand real estate. They understand there's contracts involved. They don't understand what a transaction coordinator is in that process. And so I'm teaching this, okay? And trying to, from a cold audience on social media, even get them to understand what this sector is. I'm getting somewhere, hold tight, okay? So when I'm finally getting my grounding with that content, then I get this download of God's math, and God's math begins to just take over my content. Here's the dilemma that I deal with all the time. God's math is like a baby that I didn't know I would have, but it was like it showed up on my doorstep. Okay, and I love this baby, and I want to raise this baby until it's full fruition. Okay, I also have a staff of about 17 people. Okay. I also have my own family that they are feeding off of this real estate VA platform that I have established between me being one and me training other aspiring entrepreneurs. And so when I'm doing content, God's math content, I love it. It goes viral, okay? People love it. They love me talking about God. I love talking about God. I don't want to be one of those people that are constantly trying to monetize talking about God. I do think sometimes it can come off a little weird, okay? A little perverted, a little sleazy. Okay, this is me just giving my unfiltered thoughts. So if you're like, Tiff, I don't agree, that's cool. Okay, I'm not saying it necessarily to argue as much as I'm saying it because this is like a video diary entry, right? Where I'm literally just walking you through what's heavy on my mind, okay? So because of that, I'm trying to always decide like, okay, I want to put out the content that God wants me to put out. I don't want to lay down what he's deposited in me and what he seems to be doing when it comes to what I contribute online when I am talking about God. I mean, many of you, if you're watching this, the reason why you follow me, and I appreciate that. But it is not how I make money, okay? So let me just say, it's not how I make money. I make money with what I'm doing in the real estate sector. And so I think that is something that I really, really, really am always trying to navigate. I have a team, let's say I have a team meeting I have an entire social media, marketing, YouTube, editors, all of this that I will meet with. And they're like, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, oh, this is in the word, and this is heavy on me, and I want to get that type of content out. But I also have a lot of mouths to feed, not just my own. And I'm always trying to figure that out. And so my social media, and really coming up with social media strategies that honor both, where I feel like I'm stewarding the people that I'm responsible for, but I'm also stewarding what God is trying to do with this God's Math movement, and just talking all things Bible from my own convictions and my own personal time with God that I feel like God is calling me to do. You think about this thing that's taken off with the young adults and all of that. It's just like, it just comes out of nowhere. And it's always me navigating, how do I integrate this into what I am also responsible for when it comes to the families I have to take care of. So yeah, I have Thrive and Prosper. So let me say this as well, because this is the final kind of loop. I have my Thrive and Prosper community. Those are the only two communities that I coach in. Riva Nation, where I teach aspiring entrepreneurs how to become real estate virtual assistants, how to start it, how to scale it, and how to sustain what they have scaled. Then I have Thrive and Prosper, along with Coach Diana, are teaching spiritual development. We're doing it in 3 cycles of 12 weeks. So if you were to join, it takes 9 months to get through all of the interactive curriculum, and I love it. And for somebody that finds me through God's Math, that's the best place to kind of go to continue working with me. Here's the problem. I do not like asking for the sale for that. If you want me to get on a platform and ask for the sale on how to be a real estate VA, I can do that all day. I can push, because first of all, it's business, it's entrepreneurship. I'm going to show you how to make money. The system that I built is impenetrable. Like, if you duplicate what I did, you are going to begin to get clients. So I have no problem selling that. I did God's Math Intensive. If you go watch God's Math Intensive, I think it's still up on YouTube under the live section. You'll see I mentioned Thrive and Prosper. It is like a speeding car driving by. It is like, what did she say? It goes so fast that when I say it. And there's some nights I didn't say it at all. So it's 5 days. Some nights I don't even mention it at all, right? Other nights I mention it just really, you barely even know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just like quick, because I'm not comfortable asking for the sale in regards to God. I don't want to feel like I'm selling the Bible, okay? Now, in Thrive and Prosper, it is a university style breakdown of the Bible. So this is what I try to tell myself, okay? I'm like, people have Bible colleges. It's really very similar to a Bible college. It really is a blend of like a counseling intensive and Bible college mixed together. Because we'd have 2 weeks just on your identity in Christ. And you have homework assignments, we have live calls, you have the modules and all that. But I know that the person that would invest in that, their life will be changed. And I have people that have told me how their life has changed. To people that have told me, I have never prayed like this. I've never understood the Bible like this. The Bible used to bore me and put me to sleep. I feel ignited to read my Bible now. So I know that it is helping people. And it is still very hard for me to ask for the sale, because I don't want it to look perverted. It's so many people that pervert the things of God, and I'm really trying to navigate how to do that. So that's the challenge with a video like this. This ends with no solution per se. You guys may have feedback and stuff that you can put in the chat, because it ends with no solution for me. I think it has to be either a reassurance that I have to have for myself, or a path that I can see clearly, that the part of me that's still this ambitious entrepreneur can go all in with my ambitions without feeling like I'm doing something wrong. And so for me to go all in with my ambitions without feeling I'm doing something wrong, it's like, okay, well, just focus on the real estate stuff. But that's not what I'm called to do. I'm called to manage that and those families and the stewardship that I have with the teams that support that company, and what God gave me with God's Math and what that brand is doing. And if you look at my content, it's truly about 85% of me talking about the things of God and 15% of me talking about business. Depending on what's going on, it can be 90-10, it could be 95-5. And I'm supposed to take care of people with me putting out 5% of content that correlates to my income generators. Yes, I have the book. The book does bring in sales. Anybody that owns a book knows that that's not necessarily where you get rich, but it is something that I felt called to do, and I've done it. And the book does really well. When I dropped it, of course, you know, if you're not constantly putting it out there, the sales kind of slow down. So the book has made income. And then when I do muster up, okay, the words to ask for the sale for Thrive and Prosper, then there's income generated there. But those are the two places there. So navigating what this looks like. For 2026, y'all, that I have all of these goals. I'm just like everyone else, especially an entrepreneur. You are filled with so much ambition and you want to reach your goals. And I have, you know, partnerships. I work with the one and only Rochelle T. Parks. I'm partners in her business. Paris Smith, partners in her business. And so I have other revenue streams, but for my own companies, I am very conflicted. And here's the crazy part about all of this. I have never been more excited to do content. Like, I've never been more excited. I am cranking out so much content on social media with more ease. It may look like the same cadence to somebody else where I'm typically doing a daily post, but it's more ease. Like, I'm having way more fun. I feel way more authentic. You know, I don't overthink it anymore. Like, if I want to post my family content, no, it doesn't have anything to do with anything, I'm posting it. If I want to talk about God for 7 days straight, no, it doesn't have anything to do with how I might generate income in my business, but I'm posting it. If I have a B-roll I want to shoot, I'm now finding ways to collapse the time of like a B-roll voiceover where I have the idea and I try to have it done within 24 hours. I'm like, you got the idea, let's do it. Let's do it. And it's worked out so well for me. I think the content being authentic has increased my engagement. It's increased utilizing trial reels on Instagram, and it's increased that engagement there when that's just a cold audience that has no introduction to me. And so I'm having fun. And even my brother Words Taylor, he's like, what is your call to action on this stuff? Like, that was a fire post, but what's the call to action? I'm like, I don't know. The call to action is I shot content, okay? So, I'm sorry that this video is my string of consciousness with no solution that I have yet. But no, okay, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, go follow me. I'm having a ton of fun, okay? I'm having a ton of fun, and I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know, maybe God will give me some type of something where I'll be more comfortable asking for the sale on like the Thrive and Prosper spiritual development community that I have. But until then, this is how I feel. See you in the next video.